I stopped at the Dollar Tree and hello, Miss Angela, and got this little sign. So it's cute and all, but I thought, well, maybe I can try and make it a little bit cuter. Let's see. So this is just a pick. So you could, stick this in your Christmas arrangements outside on your porch or what have you. Anyways, this is what it looked like before. I have already gone ahead and base coated because I'm going to start with a fresh slate and see what I come up with. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, that's what it looked like from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to set him aside and carry on with this guy and see what happens. Hi, Susan. Hi, Tarita. Thanks for joining, everybody. Okay, so this could be interesting. So I am going to take my trusty pencil and I am going to mark his hat band. Let's just see here. We're going to try and fix him up. All right. So I'm going to start with some slate gray. I'm going to paint his hat with some red, but I want to put down some slate gray first because you all know, I think I've said this before, if you prime it with some gray, your reds will pop a little bit better. I'm not going to really make this guy complicated. I'm going to try and make his face as simple as possible so that if you guys want to try this at home, you can. I'm just basing where his hat would be. I'm also going to base his hat band with some gray too. So, and also, you know what? I'm just going to do the whole thing gray because I want that underneath his hat band as well. So let's just go all the way across the whole thing. Let's just do it while we have this gray out. And it's the challenge working with this stick that's, and I didn't want to take it off because it's kind of glued on there and I didn't want to have to fiddle with it. So the stick is still on here. So I have to kind of maneuver it a little bit. So bear with me because I have this big old stick sticking at me here. All right. So that's good there. So we'll let that dry. So he doesn't look like a whole lot right now. Just a gray hat. You know, you could make this guy into a gnome as well because he kind of is shaped like that too. So let's just get his little nose on here. Let's give him a nose. Now I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, I got to draw things, but really it's not anything too crazy. Nothing too crazy, just a little oval for his nose. And then I think I'm going to come down like this. And we'll give him a mustache here. Don't get all wigged out on me. It's not going to be crazy. So there, like, that's basically it. You know, and my mustache is not really that perfect either. I'm drawing fast here, kids. I'm drawing fast. All right, let's get that in there. Trying to make it look as, you know, a little bit the same on both sides. It's going to be an epic fail here in a second. All right, so there's Sandy's face. Good enough. All right, so I want to use a little bit of buttermilk for his beard because we're going to go right over that. Because I'll be using some white to highlight. So let's just do this in some buttermilk. Hey, I'm winging this right along with you guys. Right along with you guys. So This is the fun of it. Let's see what we can come up with. I'll be just as surprised as you when I'm finished. So many ideas you could come up with. All right, let's get this based up. And then we'll base in his face with a little bit of peach color, light peach. See, right now you could see a really cute gnome. I see a gnome anyway. All right, so I have some peach here that I'm going to, I don't know if you can pull it over here, some peach color, but I want to lighten that down a little bit more, even with some white, because the peach color I have is like super crazy peachy. So I just want to lighten that down just a bit. And then I'll give this a quick old dry. I don't know if I like the shape I gave his hair, but we're not going to stop now. So we're here until 10:45. Don't let anyone don't let me go over my time. All right, I'm going to get this first coat dried and then I'll add another coat to his face. All right, let's dry this all really quick. So far, so good. All right, so let's put another coat of peach on his face. And we'll mix a little bit of that. Okay, let's add another coat to his beard. We'll go up to his hat and we'll start adding some red up there. Just trying to get this. I do want to paint my stick red as well because I have an idea for the stick. It was sort of like that brown wood color. I think they were trying to simulate that it was wood. But I didn't want to keep it that color. So I based out my stick with some white too because I want to paint it red. And I'm not going to focus on the stick right now because I just want to get his face painted because I don't want to spend time painting that out just yet. We'll see how much time we have left at the end. I'm just going to remark my little hat band and my pom-pom here because I just want to get my red on the hat part. But I thought this would be cute you know how, I don't know if you guys do your porch arrangements with your greenery and things like that. You could use this to kind of stick in one of those on your porch just as an extra little decoration. If you guys are so inclined. Let's get this dry and we can start doing a little shading. All right, so we get our second coat on here. All right, okay, I'm gonna grab me a little bit of black and we'll start shading his hat. We'll just kind of move on down here. I'll get my water up here. Don't mind my messy containers. I reuse and reuse these, so no judging on the messy container. Yes, Poppy is cutie. She is a cutie. All right, so let's start up here. I'm just going to go around my little pom-pom. Just some black. Sounds strange, I know, but we're going to stipple this, I think, with a little bit of white when we're done here. So we just want to get this kind of around the outside. It won't look like this when we're finished. All right, and we'll come down here to the hat and we'll put some black along the top edge of that. Oh, my brushes aren't complying this evening. And this stick, I don't know what to do with this stick thing. All right. Settle in here, Yvette, settle in. We'll just go across here. Lord. Okay. And then I'm going to put, I think, a little wrinkle line in there. So if you guys decide to do one of these, you can refer back to this video for ideas of how I did it. And I mean, even literally, it wasn't even much to draw. Like, even if you're not a drawer, it really wasn't it really wasn't that bad to draw out. Test your skills. All right, I'm going to put some black around this as well. And I'm going to go all the way around that because when I stipple, I kind of want to know where it's at so we can have that little shadow under there. Excuse me while I move my big old stick that's sticking out here. So we'll go all the way across there. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of desert sand to shade his beard. You know what? I'm going to draw back in that crazy old mustache I had in there. So let's see. I don't even know where it was now. Let's give him a new one. It's going to be a new one. And I think I don't like that already. I'm going to fix that. I kind of want it to be like that. Look at how crazy that got. Let's fix it. All right, that's a little better. Needs to be down a little bit over here. I will get it to where I'm happy. I know it. You guys, maybe you'll have better mustache skills than I have here. We'll see. You probably will. You probably will. All right, let's just give it that and see where it goes. I just want to reset a little bit. Whew, crazy. It's gonna have a crazy mustache. So a little desert sand, and we're gonna shade around his. Yes, I did paint the whole thing white to start. I did. So I'm just gonna go around that outer edge with some desert sand. And it's a little, I'm using the stick now as some leverage because to hold him still, because he is a little bit wobbly on that backside because that stick is still there. All right. So let's go under his mustache here. Let's get these pencil lines out of the way. And we'll come over here, do the same thing. Now I'm just going to turn him a little bit so I can reach this side. Now this might not cover up my pencil marks right on the first try, so that's okay. We'll dry it and I'll cover it up with the second. Let's dry that. Oh, it's a little lopsided. Let's see if we can fix that too. All right, let's see if we can straighten this up a little bit. This is what happens when you think you can test your drawing skills on the fly like this. This is what happens. Well, what do you think, ladies? I don't know how I did, but we're going to keep going. It's going to come up here in the center. All right. What are we doing for time here? All right, we'll go above his mustache over here, and I'll just bring a little bit of this down the sides. And then we'll shade out his face. I want to go a little bit under there as well. All right, and I want to do a little bit of that under his nose too. A little bit of that desert sand under here. Okay. That could be it, Terry. I don't know, but it's staying that way. We're not going to mess with it anymore. It is what it is. Santa's mustache is what it is. All right, so I have a little bit of melon here. The color melon, it's decor. I'm going to go on the bottom edge of his nose with that. And we'll also go around the outer edge here. I just want to dry that quick. And then I want to do right across his cheeks and above his nose. All right, now I want to add a little bit more on here because these are his cheeks and I want them to be a little bit rosy. Now I might have to dry brush some of this on, but I'm going to try and make this a little bit wider. It's a little better. You can see the spike over there. It's still connected. All right. Excuse me for flipping him around. All right, let's put a little bit just under here as well. And then we're going to get some white out. Sorry, I'm not in the camera shot very well. I'm going to get some white out and I'm going to highlight the top of his nose. And also the top of his mustache. I'm going to bring some of that white down in here as well. Kind of just scuffing it in there, whatever's left on my brush. And this will also hopefully get rid of the rest of those little pencil lines that I put in there. And I'm just going to scuff some of that white in here as well. And then we can take some of that white and we can add, a little bit of highlight down in here. And I'm just kind of patting that in there. Doesn't have to be any way in particular. I'm put little highlights in here. And then I'm going to head up to his hat, and I'm going to use a little bit of the brighter red color on there, and then we're going to stipple some white on his pom-pom and his hat band. So let me find that true red color right here. No, right here. I got it. So I'm going to take a little bit of that true red, and I'm just got a lot of white still hanging on in that brush. And we'll just kind of scuff some of that on here. And with true red, it's kind of one of those things you kind of have to add a few little coats to get it to show up. But let's see what we got here. Let's dry this first, see what happens. And you can see it kind of like fades right out and disappears. So if you want to have more of a highlight on there, you just have to kind of layer that bright red up. All right, so Santa's lacking some eyebrows too, which, you know, he needs. So let's grab a little bit of this buttermilk, and let's see here. Just give him a couple little eyebrows. And I mean, literally, I'm just winging this, ladies. Again, his eyebrows might be a little cockeyed too. I don't know. We're just doing the thing. Just doing the thing. All right, let's see how that goes. And I'll add another little coat on there. And I'm just going to give him some, his eyes, I'm just going to give him like that little squinty look that was on the original. I'll try that anyway, see how that works out. Just for time's sake, because I want to show you what I want to do with the stick. All right, let's dry that. And we'll get some desert sand out. And we'll put a little bit of that on the bottom of his eyebrows. So we're going to go around these a little bit with some of the peach color as well. Sorry, I got to get in a funny position to get this. So let's grab some of that peach color, and we can go around these a little bit just so they kind of pop out there so we can see them. Okay. All right, so let's get our stipple brush, stencil brush, whatever you want to call it. Find one that's somewhat clean here. So I'm just going to dip into my white, just dipping into my white with my stencil brush, just going to offload that just a bit. Got into some peach there. Heaven's sakes. All right, and we're just going to straight up and down, we'll just stipple on that. On his pom-pom, we'll put one coat on there, and then we'll move on to his little hat band. Now, if you want to get crafty and give Santa some fancy eyes, I mean, hey, by all means. The only reason I'm not going to give him open eyes is because it's going to take me a little bit to paint those. And again, I want to show you what I want to do with the stick. Excited about that. All right, so once that's dry, you can add a second coat of stipple just to make it look a little more fluffy. And the same with his hat band. Let's make that a little more fluffy. All right. Okay, he is pretty cute. Okay, so let's grab our liner brush, and I just actually, I should probably draw these on just in case. Whether that will help me or not, I don't know. So we'll just kind of put in 2 little eyes like that. Grab some black with my liner. I don't know if I like those or not. You can give them a couple little eyelashes. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Probably would look better with eyes. Probably would, but I'm not sure we have time. Get a little bit of white here. And just put that under here. And it does make me want to actually do it over and give them actual eyes, but we're going to move on. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you with the stick because we're getting down to the wire here. And I'm just going to move him up. So I'm going to paint this red. But I also found I had some letters that I got from these little wooden letters that I got from Michael's. So I'm going to make my little stick here. And my stick is a paint stick that I cut down into a little arrow. And I'm going to paint out my little paint stick and then paint out my letters, and then I'll tack it on here. So that just gives it a little something else to put on here. So my stick is going to be red. So I'll paint the back of my sign in white and my letters in red. That's my plan. So let's paint the paint stick. So this basically was literally just a paint stick that I cut into an arrow. And again, I'm looking at Santa's eyes, and I'm not sold. I'm not sold. But I mean, literally that can be changed out. So simple. But I think I've given you a good basic idea that you can run with. Thank you, Crystal. Let's get this based, and then I'll base out the stick, and I'll see if I can get my letters. I got 5 minutes. That's all I got. I got 5 minutes. All right. So let's set that aside. Let it finish drying. We'll throw a coat of red on my stick. You could do, yeah, candy cane stripes on here. Absolutely. We're not doing that right now, Terry. Sorry. Sorry, girl. Not doing it. Take too long. I got 5 minutes. I got, yeah, 5 minutes. Maybe just under that. But yes, candy cane stripes would be adorable. Super adorable. Let me get all this stuff out the way. This is a long stick. And as you can see, I'm going to need a couple of coats. So we're going to put this first one on. And then I'm going to show you how I paint my letters. Hey, you know what, girl? If you make one of these and you do that and then you show me your picture. But it is a super good idea. If I had more time to mess around, I think that would be a great idea. So I'm just going to get my piece of tape to put my little letters on. Let's tape these down. It's a little trick. So we'll tape our little letters onto here, and then we can just sponge paint these with a makeup sponge. And this way they won't get away on you. Okay, so let's get our little makeup sponge. Little makeup sponge and a little bit of white. We want our letters to be white. No, we want them to be red. Ooh, girlfriend. All right, let's do a little red. But you could put more than one of these little sticks. I did cut a couple. I was going to do a couple of little different signs pointing in different directions. So you could absolutely do more than one of these little arrows on your stick. I was going to do like, can't remember, candy cane lane, or you know, whatever. You can do all kinds of little things on your little picks there, little arrows. All right, so let's dry these. We're down to 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, so we can put another coat on there. And then hopefully at least I can, Lord have mercy. This is what more hurry, less speed looks like. More hurry, less speed. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it with those 2 coats on there. We'll dry that, and we'll dry our little stick. Same time. But now I want to dry that a little bit better, because I'm just going to kind of place these on here. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Glad to have you. Glad you popped in. So let's just place these on and see how they look. Now my stick needs a couple more coats, but I'm just going to do this so you can kind of see where I'm going with this whole thing. And these aren't straight. I'll glue these on my little paint stick. Let's get rid of that sticky stuff. And then you can, you know, once this needs to be painted more, but there, you can put that right on there. Isn't it cute? Now, again, I think I will change out Santa's eyes. I'm not really a fan of how they're looking, but that gives you an idea of, and I'll show you what he looked like. So this is what he did look like, and that's what he looks like now. But he needs better eyes. Totally think he needs better eyes. That's just my opinion. But that's what it looks like. All right, my time is up. All right, so thank you very much, you guys, for joining me for this little fun dollar store craft. All right, thanks, Terry. Okay, we'll see you all next time.